think, fingers crossed, I've just sneaked under 7 minutes.
I get it round despite the loss. I'm over here, gotta get across. Whether you like it or not, there is a moment meant for us. And now you made it, but I already played this. Not interested, open your eyes, let's get it done. Take my hand, just follow me, shadow with me, I won. Oh, the sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun. Oh, I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna
Sunday the 2nd of April, I am here at the Reading Half Marathon and I'm here to give the half marathon a go. A little bit about me, I'm a triathlete. I've done 3 standalone official half marathon, well 3 including this one. My first one was a 1:45 back in 2018. I did one last year around Eton Dorney on a very windy day in a low 1:19, and the plan today is to hopefully go a bit quicker than that somewhere. My goal is to sort of run 3:40s and come in the, I think that puts you about 1:17ish. I'm in the middle of a big training block heading towards Ironman Tulsa, which is in 7 weeks, and I also have the London Marathon in 3 weeks. So this is a full gas hit out to measure hopefully the progress I've made with my running over the winter, and we're ready to give it a go. We arrived a bit earlier than planned. Where's everyone? I got here for a 9 o'clock start. I let Amy be in charge of the plans for once. We start at 10:15. The marshals aren't even in place yet to put people in their pens. At least I've got time for a warm-up. So my strategy fueling wise was to have a caffeine gel, 30 grams Precision Fuel and Hydration one, about 20 minutes before I start, and then I've got a 90 gram jumbo gel to take with me, and I'll consume all of that during the half marathon. I've ended up having my caffeine gel a bit earlier than planned, and I also had some Precision shoes on the car on the way here, so well over 100 grams an hour for the race. See how that goes. My stomach's pretty well trained to that sort of amount of carbs, and let's give it a go. Amy will hopefully grab some race footage. She'll put some stuff in of the super quick guys. I'm sure will be closer to an hour, and anything else that she can pick up along the way. And hopefully after just under 80 minutes we'll be finishing in the, I want to say Majeski Stadium, but I think it's been renamed to some car brand that I don't know. So let's go. Right, so quick race debrief. So after an hour or so in the coffee shop, where I was able to actually put my bib number on straight and decompress after a rush to the start line where the race wasn't actually starting at the time I thought it was. Had an hour or so, had a coffee, Bryn had a puppuccino, first one, and then got ready for the race. Managed to do, or I had time then to do a proper warm-up, which is what I wanted to do. So I did about a 20-minute warm-up, which included a few strides, going up and down the side of one of the pens, which was really good. It was the first sort of steps outside in the shoes, and the legs felt good. The warm-up feels good. I think I knew something was good. I'll go through the race in sort of like 5k blocks. So I met a chaser on the start line who said he was going to aim for a mid 116, which I thought was perfect. However, as soon as the gun went, I found myself going off. I think I went through the first K in like a 3:29, and I thought, oh dear, I've kind of messed this up straight away. However, sort of referring back to my heart rate and kind of the effort I wanted to go at, I was pretty much where I wanted to be. Ticked over another K. I knew I was going to see Amy about the 1 mile 3k mark in, so I needed to make sure I looked good at that point. A similar sort of pace, like a low 3:30, and I thought, well, I've almost committed now, and we're in we're in the countdown, 19Ks left to go. At that point, I let basically the group I was in go a bit. So there was definitely a group, there's some chatter in the group about sort of sub 1:15 as such, and I knew that was too quick. So I kind of let the group go and settled into my own rhythm. I had a third of my gel at about 5K in, and that was pretty much at the top of this hill. There's 2 hills on the course, or 2 notable hills, and I sort of ran them like I would in a bike race, where I pushed hard up the hill and I sort of used the downhill to recover a bit. By about 10K in, I was pretty much fully isolated. I kept telling myself, you know, you can run this fast to 12K. I pretty much did that at the first 12K of the National Triathlon Champs. Once I got to 12K, I still felt pretty in control. I think I'd got through the town centre of Reading then and was approaching the last sort of hill type area. And at that point, Jack Schofield's quote came to my head, where if you're blowing at 10K, you've messed it up. But if you're blowing at 10 miles, you might have a chance. So I kind of cruised, kept pushing to then 16K became the next milestone in my head. Get to 16K, finish your gel off, see what you've got for the last 5K. Unbeknown to me, the course is a net downhill in the last 10K. Not by a lot, but it's definitely noticeable. So actually the last 5K flew by in particular. I really started motoring past a few people at that point. So pushed hard for the last 5K. I knew that sort of a low or sub 1:15 was never on the table. Didn't really know or worked out what it would be until the last K, where I saw Amy and Bryn on the side of the road. I had a good look at my watch and it was like 1:11, 1:12, something like that. And I knew I was about a K from home. So at that point, I did kind of go all in, although there wasn't much left. And I did manage to put in a bit of a sprint finish to get over that finish line in 1 hour 15 and 57 was the final time. Post run, I had a quick massage, which was really good. Got my calves looked at straight away. The calves actually feel better than they ever have post race. Had a good burger and a pint at the local pub in the evening, which was the reward that I had circling in my head during the race. So yeah, good Sunday all round. Running a half as a course, I think, is wicked. Obviously a pure flat course, you know, would be faster, but actually the course breaks up really well for those doing it in really key segments. So you kind of split it down and it makes it go quicker. The event was surprisingly well supported on the street. I didn't quite expect as many people out. You know, it's not London Marathon 3-4 deep, but you know, there's key bits of the course where there were a couple of hundred people stood there cheering. There were people playing drums on the side of the road. There was music, live bands that were really good. The Nike Alpha Flies are great. I'm really happy with them. I feel really confident in them to run off the bike, particularly in Tulsa in them now after doing this run. So I am going to do the London Marathon in them, which is going to be a sort of cruise marathon. I think I got my fueling right. I definitely think about 100 grams of carbs an hour is where I should be at when you're operating at that intensity. And I would implore anyone to kind of give that a go by incrementally increasing up to it. And I suppose the only question I have left for myself now is, for the London Marathon, do I run it round with a GoPro? So if you want me to make a video of the London Marathon from the point of view of a runner, somewhere around the 250, 248 mark, all being well, should I take a GoPro with me? Should I capture the race from that perspective? Thanks all for watching, and any questions, drop them in the comments below. Cheers.
How are we feeling?
Feeling good.
You don't look like you've done a race. How are you, Bryn? I'm very tired. I've done a big race. I'm very tired. Bryn, you want to say anything to the camera? You want to say, what are all these people doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, I'm tangled. Bryn. Oh, there's another one.